Stanley Parable. I think on my YouTube site I put it was kind of blind. I did say in my last. That'll probably help. Yeah, no, it's not muted. I forgot to take that sucker out. So yeah, thank you again, Dark, in case I didn't get heard. Um, kind of blind, mostly because I've always seen like some of my friends play it. I've seen a little bit of Dark playing it. Um, so it's shut up. um, yeah, so it's more of I've seen bits and pieces here and there. I didn't watch all of it, so I don't know like all of the. I know Dark said there's like 32 endings, so that'll be interesting to try to find. Um, I know you can do whatever you want. What's up, Robert? How you been? So it'll be interesting. I hear it's fun, so I'm all excited for it. Haha. With myself. Alright. So, let's begin. Never the end is loading. Oh boy, wait. Spinning wheel. I don't like spinning wheel. Go away! This is the story of a man named Stanley. Why'd I read it in that voice? I don't like that. Did it just freeze on me? No, it's not responding. Do you remember that onion storage place that burned down like twice? Huh? No. I don't. Okay. Do I have to close it and restart? I think I need to. Shit. Come on. Yeah, fuck it. I'll close it. Close it! Yeah, close for. Restart! G-Buzz, your game doesn't seem to be responding. No shit! Try windowed mode. It is windowed mode. Yeah, windowed mode. Back. Alright, let's try that again. You were here in Idaho. It was all over the news. Everybody was saying it was in Parma, but I'm sure it was in Emma, and I was wondering if you remembered. I've only in Parma. Also, we don't have regular TV here where I live. You're both too lazy to look it up. And Emmett. I don't know where Parma or Emmett is. I've only been here for about a year, and the only places I know of is Nampa, Boise, Twin Falls, Meridian, Kimberly, and where I live, Pocatello, Blackfoot, and Bone. That's the only places I know. Aha! Almost done. Hurry up! Come on! There we go.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on his keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every minute that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Was he? I wouldn't be.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
I don't want to move. How's that? Wait, there's a town named Boise. Yeah, Boise. B-O-I-S-E. It's the capital of Idaho.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
No meetings for someone saying hi? Good heavens. Shut up, Drifter. Can I go through here? No?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I remember seeing this part. I know which door Dark took. I'm gonna go through here.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and
Nope.
Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
That's what you worry about? Not the man narrating your life. Silently seeking attention-seeking salamander. What? What is wrong with my chat?
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really
Cold
been
drink?
worth the detour
Gas and
after
water?
all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
Really?
Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
I mean... Fuck your cup? Hey, coffee.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Your chat is full of freaks like you. I'm normal. What are you talking about? I bet you old Stanley would give up his coffee.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible, but at last he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Nope.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Oh, that's awesome. You Smith of Smiths. Oh my god. Let's see. Warning. Do not jump from cargo lift while it's in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off of cargo lift. So either way, you're still screwed. Got it.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
I got one. Yay. Oh man. What the hell am I? My boss tends to narrate my life these days. It's either that or I don't get paid, Dark. Oh man.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Let's do that
Stanley
again!
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes.
Give me coffee.
This room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Smith, to Smith here. Oh god. Nope. Screw your door.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay. Now I
Look,
won't die.
Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing in your
He
trust in
existed.
someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Forgot to unplug my
Please,
Wacom.
stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
What'd I do? I said her. What'd I do? I didn't do shit. I plead the fifth. Where's my hairband? There it goes. Wasn't aware that his existence offended you so. Everybody's existence offends me. I take that back. Not really.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Baz was so bad at following directions, it's amazing she was not fired years ago. Shut up, Dark. Into the dark abyss I go. Holy shit.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone. As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? Yeah. No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous.
Can I skip this?
For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
I'm home by myself. Practice. Alright.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
I don't wanna. Aw. That's no fun. Oh, and hey, where'd you get that game you were playing? Yes, dark. Asshole. I mean, is he asking me? Cause you know what I choose. Yeah, I know what you choose. Yeah, I like this guy. I hate you, Dark. Oh, man. This way, please. Now what? Do I go back here? Do I go up here? Guess not.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
So it's basically just forcing me to go? Yeah, I guess so. Oh, car keyed. Car keyed? Wow. Now what?
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
You know I'm not gonna do that.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Oh shit. Just everything's all warped. Aww.
Shut up, baby, you look.
Thank you, M7H7Q. Thanks for following. Hello, how you doing today? That is hilarious. Ooh, nice texture. Alright, go right. I remember there is an ending where you just stand in a broom closet for 5 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, it's ruined.
Oh wow.
I can't believe after everything we talked about that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever. Reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Are you playing this game for the first time? I am. Oh shit.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground.
Sorry?
What, did you think that would be funny?
Yeah.
You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you?
Whoa.
You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard.
Aw, it stopped.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be
Justin,
fine.
he's an expert.
All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. Can I do something to it? Can I mess with it? Pretty please? Aww. Targets push for funding for art. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Synergize papers. Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the paper. Oh my god. I'm on my desk. Oh, it's hilarious. Ooh, marker. Give me a marker. Give me the marker. Fine. Crafts. Touch everything. Kind of. Box? Can I see what's in a box? Oh, I can't jump. Why are you bullying this gentle sound? Bullying? Whiteboard manager, talk about micromanaging. Coffee cup? Anything? Marker! Give me a marker. Random files just strewn about. How to solve it? Dang it. Using slides to ensure employees that everything is okay. Ah. Broom closet? Open. Come on. Come Come on. Fine. Lame.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
That's a fancy... What the... I mean... Don't look half bad, but... eh. I wouldn't choose it. Computer? Light? No. I don't want to go in there. How about this door? Is this open? This narrator sounds like he'd give you shit just for taking a bathroom break. Oh man. Can I jump out of here? Damn.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
I don't want to. Not yet.
Stanley spoke the code. Nightshark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
How pissed can I make this guy? When I unbought my red tie after playing...
I'm
Are you
sorry,
serious?
is there a problem? You
No.
didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Oh, now I really don't have to. I'm gonna stay
Okay,
here.
fine. You're not gonna do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here?
Night Drifter.
You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh? Am I just watching? What's going on here?
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I
The
need
end.
you to
Really?
walk through the door. Are you listening to me?
Are you serious? Is that
Can you
done?
hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose.
Are they showing me all
Do
the
something.
endings?
Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
What the hell?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Buzz! 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 Oh wait, Stanley! Sign the papers. If I wait here, does he say anything? I don't have a watch. I'm curious. Can I just wait? I'm legit curious. I want to wait and just see what happens. Let's see. Force a habit. I'm sure.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Yay!
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Not much vibrant.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
What to design a custom overlay for your stream?
Are you,
You don't have
are
to.
you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Endings, dude.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
This is hilarious.
Maybe
And this
to
turned
you,
into endings?
this is somehow its
Holy crap.
own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
One friend told me to get it.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Oh, this is amazing. He's getting salty.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
This is why I should never narrate. Dark, you always have to be like, get the fuck out.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus?
A fish.
Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Aww. Boo. Fine. It's a game about games. Come out of the closet. Fuck you.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Nope. Red light? Nope. Box? Nope. Fire hose? Nope.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just...
Chill,
he would
dude.
prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin. the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
I sure ain't.
I am okay.
Nope.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Holy shit. Stanley had a meltdown.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Uh-oh.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Well, that escalated quickly. Yeah, I agree.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
That was fun. Did the office change? It did, didn't it? Yeah, it did.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Alright, so... got that one.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Can I open this door first? Nope. What's this? Executive bathroom? Open? Oh. Ooh.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
I had to. Oh.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs, trying to, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Anything back here? Nope. Creepy elevator, and down we go. Was kind of waiting for my game to freeze on that one.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Yep.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Confronting death. Whee! So what's worse, sharing an elevator ride with me or a car ride?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Yep, see ya. Aww.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Hey, where's the splat? That's no fun. Boxes. Nope, nothing. So you're saying what's worse? I haven't been in a car ride with you, so I can't say. Neither have I been in an elevator with you. Still can't say. The Stanley Parable. Can
And
I
yet
drop?
it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
I don't know. Let's see.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Oh. Hey, I'm back. How you liking this? It's hilarious, Hayes. I like it. Nature paintings. They don't look like paintings. They look like someone took pictures and put a Photoshop filter on it. But hey, what do I know? Stanley's computer. Can I type anything? Oh, lame. Office layout. Someone had fun making this. Maybe. Office computers. Hey, solitaire. Employee database. Random blue screen shit. Filing cabinets. Assets. What's this? All the credits. Well, I mean, with a car, I can still kill use. I can still kill ourselves. Oh. But that means you have to come down here for that to happen. Or I have to go up there for that to happen. I mean, the most I can see you do with an elevator, Dark, is you pressing all the buttons and just being like, we're gonna be here for a few minutes. The office, all the doors. What if I go this way? Just like a museum. Oh, it's outside. Maintenance room. Words larger. The point of Stanley Pro. What's up with the apartment timer? In a previous version of a choice leading to the apartment ending, a timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. No. Can't click it. Stop saying down there, you're high in both altitude and sea level. I will always keep saying down there. Either way. Eating room? 1 option, 2 option. Is it showing me like all the endings? Is this all just like explorations? Can I press these? Oh. Zending? Zending model. Thing must now pause. Begin the game again. Resume the game. Oh my. Trailers. Reran 4 major teaser trailers over the course of the game's development, each meant to convey something about the spirit of the game. This is the first one, released in May 2012. Oh yeah, I was in college at that time. Alright, my freshman year. Yep, I have it my freshman year. This is the first one, released in May 2012. It features a series of broken rooms and the voice of the narrator informing viewers that he is preparing a new version of the Stanley Parable. Interesting. Which way did I come from? Saw that. Go this way. The Countdown Desk. One of the desks from the early versions of the Countdown ending. Aw, that's not fair. On a room elevator. I go all the way down. Clicking. Damn.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
I press the
Can
off
you
button.
see? Can you
Nope.
see how much they need one another?
Nope.
No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
Yay, splat. Boring playing, clearly labeled. Love it. Neat freak. That game is not paused. Resume the game. Oh, fine. Begin the game again. Crack my knuckles.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
They're changing it again. Nice.
When Stanley came to a
Yep,
set
go to
of
the
two
right.
open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh wow. I don't know my directions. Oh well.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of
2845.
course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Encrypted. Oh, like your journals? Written in a language you need a freaking decoder. Can't wait to play Keep Talking, Nobody Explodes.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television
man.
screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
It doesn't really take strength, but sure. Click.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals
said
reduced
fired.
to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this
Yeah, about
place
that.
where freedom meant nothing.
Yeah, you did bought that, and you bought me that too. Anyway, what was I doing? Oh yeah, this. What was that fired? Yeah, 104 got fired. Sorry, 104.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been
no,
under
that one got
someone's
fired.
control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Let me out.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
No? Oh. What this? Controls. Console disabled. Let's see. What's up here? I don't have a jigging problem. I'm pretty good at it. Typical dark logic. Yep. Okay. Where's one? Ah, there we go. Did I do anything? Pretty sure I pressed every single one of them now. Big red button. Oh, come on. That's not fair. Got a big red button and I can't even press it. That's just dumb.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself? Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say,
Now.
2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene.
going on,
I want to
Reflected?
watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Ah, I lost. Oh well. I was just chilling the night away. That's cool. That's cool. I might be drinking later on tonight. I'm having a great time. As much fun as I'm having right now, I feel like I want to call it quit because I'm starting to get a little hungry. I'm starting to get tired too. It's late for me. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. And there's a whole bunch of endings, so I think I'll probably do like a part 2 of this. Just for, you know, shits and grins. So yeah, thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Thank you for the new follow. I think it was M7. Ooh, that was quite a bit ago. Yeah, S7 M7HH7Q. If you have a different way of like a nickname I can call you by, I'd be down for that. But thank you for the new follow. Great stream. See you next time. I'll see you next time, Hayes. No more booze for me. I'll see you later, Dark Park, and Reflected. I know you just got, yeah, there's 32 from what Dark Park told me. So Reflective Tooth, I'll see you later too. I'm sorry you just got in and I'm about to quit. But yeah, I'll definitely play this again next time. And I know tomorrow I want to finish my friend Pedro. That game is so much fun. It's awesome. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. So, heading out if I can get my damn music to work. Ah, there we go. So I'll see you guys later. we have in here? We still have 3? Who can we raid? Who can we raid? Come here, YouTube. Yeah, that one. Let's see. Who did raid? We have. Excuse me. There's a few of my friends that are playing right now. We got. Excuse me. We have GiggleBizzle, we have JT, we have Pudge. I raid Pudge a lot. Pudge and Giggler are still going. Yeah. I really raid Giggle. And he's such a sweet guy too. Hmm. I could do a double raid. Um. Who do I still have in YouTube? Is it just you, Dark? It says I have 3. Or is that you and Hayes? No, they left now. Oh, so it's just you on both sides then. Shit. Next time, maybe? Well, I think with you, we can still do, Giggle Bizzles. Yeah, YouTube side, yeah, we'll just raid Giggle. You and me, Dark, let's go.
Because there's a lot of people that.
So yeah, Dark, go ahead and type in a Boz raid if you can, please. We won't worry about the Twitch side. We'll just stick to YouTube side. Thanks, Dark Park. Alright. Again, good night.
What? Baz is rating me.
Yep. Yeah. Later.